welcome to this webinar on an introduction to strength training for women over 30, women over 35, women over 40, and beyond. And my name is Heather Monthy. And what I wanted to do is create this webinar to really answer some of your questions. For those of you that might be new to weightlifting, you're new to strength training, and you're starting to think like, maybe I should be doing this. How should I be doing this? There's a whole lot of information out there on the internet right now about how women over 30, women over 40, women over 50, perimenopausal women, menopausal women, all these different groups of women should be doing strength training. And we're being told that we need to lift heavy. So what does that actually mean? I think that, from myself, I've been lifting weights for 30 years. I've been lifting weights since 1994. I was actually told at the gym that the weight area of the gym was the men's only area of the gym. And so I was very fortunate that my high school gym teacher would let me use the weight room that the football team used, all the sports teams use. He would let me use the weight room after school. So I would go to the weight room after school to lift weight. Reason for that was I was recovering from an injury and my doctor wanted me to lift weight to build up my leg and my hip strength. So that's how I got into lifting weights. So I've been lifting for 30 years. I think that we have seen a huge shift in the sort of the cultural appropriateness of women lifting weights. It used to be that, like I said, I was told, I went to the gym. It was one of those big box name, brand name chain gyms that's no longer around anymore. But they had their aerobics classes, they had their pool, they had the weight area, then they had the cardio machine area, the bikes, the ellipticals, all that stuff. And I was told point blankly that the weight section of the gym, which was over here, was the men's area of the gym, and that the women worked out over here on the cardio machines. Okay, so things have changed, times have changed. And so I am really on a mission to get all women to incorporate strength training into their healthy lifestyle. Whatever it is that you choose to do for your lifestyle to maintain a healthy, balanced lifestyle, whatever diet you choose to follow, what other types of movement you choose to do. I'm really here to help you try to figure that out and fit that into your journey. But I really want to establish that I really think that all women should be doing some sort of strength training. There's certainly some health conditions that strength training is not going to be the best for you, and we take that as a case by case basis. But generally speaking, if you're a generally healthy woman, I really do believe that you should be doing some strength training. So what I wanted to do today is just kind of give an overview of what does all this mean? All this, women should be lifting weights and women should be doing this, and what does all this mean? Okay. So first, what I wanted to do is to congratulate you on your continued commitment to your wellness journey. The fact that you're here, the fact that you're watching this webinar really tells me that you are committed to your own personal health and wellness. You do the things that you need to do to learn and to grow and to try new things and to become a better version of you every single day. All right. And so I think it's extremely important for us as women to understand that we really only get one body. We really only get one vessel to live this life in. So we need to make sure that we're doing things to learn and grow and learn how to take care of our bodies. And so the fact that you're here really tells me that you are a person who is interested in doing this, whether you've been doing this for a while or this is like the first time you're even watching something like this. Okay, so thank you for being here. And, strength training really fits into a body transformation journey in any capacity. Okay. So I think that, as we get over 40, perimenopausal, menopausal, we start experiencing that dreaded weight gain. It comes up and we don't like it. We don't want it there. All right. And so strength training is really going to help you, drop some of that body fat, feel the way you want to feel. You're going to feel a lot better. But also I really look at, weight training as, first of all, it's a way to strengthen your bones, strengthen your muscles, strengthen your ligaments, your tendons. It does all that physical strength stuff, but it also really helps you mentally. It really helps you grow and become strong mentally as well. And, when I think about, women who come to me and say they want to be toned, they want to tighten up, they want to look fit, the way to do that is through strength training. It's through lifting weights. Okay. And so if you are worried about becoming bulky, looking like a huge bodybuilder, things like this, Don't worry about it. The people that do look that way on purpose. They did not happen on accident. So no matter how much you are lifting weight and, doing all the right things, the likelihood of you looking like that is pretty low. Those are people that are following a very, very, very structured and rigid plan. It's certainly not something that happens on accident. Okay. So if you are, living your healthy lifestyle, lifting weights a couple times a week, eating a lot of protein, eating a lot of vegetables, don't worry, you're not going to look that way. Okay. And so what I want to do today is just talk about some strategies to help you boost your results and give you some actionable steps as you are thinking about bringing strength training or weight training into your healthy lifestyle regime. Okay. So if your body changes after 40, all right, and really 35 is really where you start seeing a loss of muscle. And as a result, you have a slower metabolism. So muscle tissue burns more calories per hour per day than fat does. All right. So just existing, if you have more muscle, you're going to burn more calories throughout the day. All right. And so if you start losing some of that muscle, that's what's going to cause that slower metabolism. Okay. And that's where you're going to feel like, okay, if I look at a piece of cake, I gain 50 pounds, things like that. All right. So what we want to do is we want to make sure that even if we're trying to lose weight, that we're trying to maintain as much of the muscle that we already have as possible. So when we say that looking at something and looking at your scale weight and measuring your progress on the scale isn't everything, this is why, okay? Because you could be losing body fat while retaining muscle. And so, or even building a little bit of muscle. And so you're not necessarily going to see that on the scale. We want to make sure that we're keeping that muscle that we have so that we can keep that metabolism going. We can keep things burning and running smoothly, okay? So muscle building is really that secret to revving up your metabolism. You're just sitting down at rest. Your body's doing way more than if you have more fat than you have muscle. Okay. And so lifting weights is going to be a great way to help you with fat loss over the age of 40, over the age of 35. It's going to help increase your muscle mass and that metabolic rate. So if your goal is fat loss, which a lot of us are, I'm in my own fat loss journey right now as well, coming back from a setback. And I know that the more I lift weights, the more it's going to help me lose that body fat, but keep the muscle that I already have and potentially be building a little bit more. All right. So this is one reason why strength training is so important over 40, over 35, is because we really, we start naturally losing that muscle mass, and we want to do the things that we need to do to keep it and to potentially even grow some more muscle. Okay. Now, so with the strength training comes the diet, and that's where we always keep hearing things like prioritize protein, eat a lot of protein. Okay. This is the second half to that, is that if we're lifting weights, we need to have protein and certain complex carbs in order to help sustain that muscle growth. All right. And so why weightlifting really beats cardio? I am not against cardio. I do cardio. I like doing cardio. Okay. Cardio is not an effective tool for weight loss. Okay. It's not an effective tool for if you are interested in reshaping and resculpting your body. Okay. Cardio is really useful for keeping your heart and your lungs in good shape. Your heart and your lungs, they need exercise. They need to do the things they need to do in order to stay in good shape. Okay. So strength training has a post-workout effect. It's the EPOC effect. And so after you are done working out, you're going to continue burning calories as a result of this. Okay. And so what we don't want to do is look at exercise as a way to burn calories. That's a really sort of slippery slope to get on, because what people start doing is saying, okay, I did this workout, I burned 300 calories. That means I can eat 300 more or whatever. That's not what we're doing here. Strength training is really a way for us to get our bodies where we want them to be. So we don't want to necessarily look at it as like, okay, we burned this number of calories. However, you will get longer benefits of strength training than cardio. So cardio, when you're done with cardio, it just kind of stops. You're done. You've worked out your heart, you worked out your lungs. it's done. So that strength training is really going to continue providing benefits long after you have finished the workout. All right. And so, some of the other benefits of strength training is stronger bones. It's going to help prevent osteoporosis. Strength training can also help to regulate your hormones such as estrogen, insulin, and cortisol. You have an improved body composition. So you're going to, like I said earlier, you're going to build more muscle. You're going to burn more fat for a leaner, healthier body. It's going to give you that lean toned look that you want, but also you're going to feel really good because you've got a lot of muscle. And then it gives you some functional strength. It's going to help you with your daily life, with some of the things that you're doing every single day. Things as simple as like getting up off of the floor or getting up off of a chair or climbing a ladder, things like this. Weight training is going to help you with that daily functional strength. So let's talk about some of the concerns. These are some of the things that come up, okay? So number one, lifting weights will make me bulky. No, they will not make you bulky. Lifting weights will not make you bulky. Women build lean muscle, not bulk, because we have lower testosterone levels. And like I said earlier, the women that you see that look like bodybuilders, they look huge, they're bodybuilders, really super lean, have a lot of muscle. That is years and years and years and years of very, very, very focused discipline and a plan to look that way. Okay. So if you are following sort of the general guidance of lift weights 2 to 3 to 4 times a week, doing some cardio, eating protein, eating vegetables, you're not going to look like that. Okay. We just have lower testosterone levels. It's just a matter of fact that we're not going to bulk up like that. Okay. And then, oftentimes I'll hear like, well, I don't have time to lift weights. I don't have time. I'm busy. I don't have time. Okay. I don't have time to spend 4 hours in the gym. I remember when I was doing fitness competition, a friend of mine said to me, she's like, I want to look the way you look, but I don't want to spend 4 hours a day in the gym. My response was, well, what makes you think I have time to spend 4 hours a day in the gym? Okay. So the reality is 2 to 3 weeks for 30 minutes is enough to see some results. Okay. So, you might get to a point where you're like, okay, I want to accelerate this a little bit more. I want to do some more advanced things. You might bump it up to 4 or 5 times a week at 45 minutes. But the reality is 2 to 3 times a week for 30 minutes is plenty to see those results. So here are some of the tips to get the results that you're looking for. Okay. Is progressive overload. Progressive overload is something that I think that many people don't take into consideration when they're doing weight training. And so I think about myself, I really like doing the Peloton strength training classes. I have some instructors that I like. I have some of the programs that I like to do. But if you're doing a different program every single day, you're not getting that progressive overload. All right. So what you want is let's just say you want to do those Peloton strength workouts, right? So what you're going to do is you're going to pick the one you're going to do on Monday, the one you're going to do on Wednesday, and the one you're going to do on Friday. And you're going to repeat those. All right. And then you're going to get to a point where you're going to start doing more reps. Same workout, but you're going to start doing more reps. Or you're going to add some additional weight. So maybe you were doing bicep curls at 10 pounds and now you're doing bicep curls at 12 pounds. Okay. So you've got that progressive overload, which is where you're adding on the additional reps, you're adding on additional weight, or you're adding on additional intensity. You're doing things, a little bit faster over time, which is going to help really challenge those muscles. So if you're doing things like a boot camp or, going to a class or, doing some of these, it's different every single day, you're missing out on progressive overload. And progressive overload is really what's going to help you build up strength, build up that muscle. And then you can certainly change things up. A lot of times people like to change up their workouts monthly, maybe every other month, just because of boredom, or you want to try something different. But the reality is you can do the same workout. You're just changing the number of reps that you're doing, the pounds, the weight that you're doing, or the intensity of it. Okay. So like I said, how to apply it to your routine. So if you're doing some workouts now, you want to make sure, if you're going to, boot camp, sorry, Cole's coughing here. So if you're going to some sort of boot camp or you're doing classes, things like this, you want to make sure that you're paying attention to how much weight you're using in these classes. And then, over time, you want to make sure that you're adding additional weight. You're adding additional reps. Okay. And then you can do some different variations of basic exercises like your squats or lunges. You can add additional weight to them. You can do certain things to just, make it a little bit more intense. You can do it faster. You could do more reps, that kind of thing. Okay. So here is what I would suggest if you were just getting started. In the first sort of this beginner or intermediate would be 2 to 3 full body sessions per week, focusing on compound lifts. These are going to be like squats, deadlifts, lunges, things where you're moving multiple joints. Okay. Certainly doing online classes, the Peloton classes, classes you find on YouTube, things you want to do at home, certainly are okay. Now, I have over here, I have a set of weights right here. There's supposed to be 10-pound ones right here. They're just not put away. I have 15 pounds. I have a 20-pound kettlebell here. And then I've got some weights over here that go up to 30 pounds. Okay. This is plenty to get started at home. 100% plenty to get started at home. You will eventually get to a point where you will probably want to go to the gym just simply because they have more equipment there. And if you get to a point, especially with your legs, you get to a point where you want some additional weight, the gym's going to have that for you. Okay. So 2 to 3 full body sessions per week is totally a great way to get started if you're a beginner or intermediate. And again, really focusing on, some of those compound movements. So squats, deadlifts, lunges, you can press up as you're doing, you can squat and then press up, things like this. Okay. And then as you start to progress, that starts to feel easy for you. Then that's where you start adding in heavier weights. You increase that intensity. You can do supersets or drop sets, which is where, like for a drop set, for example, you do 3 sets of 12, and then you drop the weight down, and then you do some more, and then you drop the weight down and you do some more. All right. And then you can group exercises together as well to create a superset. Okay. So those are probably some of the more advanced strategies. But for most of you that are watching this today, 2 to 3 full body sessions per week is going to be a great place to get you started. Okay. And then I've got just a couple other tips there. You can do more challenging versions of different things as you start to progress. So like a Bulgarian split squat or a single leg deadlift, things like this. But this is not where you're going to get started. And then you're going to keep workouts efficient and sustainable, 30 to 45 minutes per session. Anything longer than that, not necessary at this point. And then, of course, we want to talk about recovery. And I just think that not a lot of people talk about this. And so I'm going to. And it's not just rest. It's not just saying I'm taking today off. This is an active part of growth. So when you are doing strength training, you're actually tearing up your muscle tissue. You're tearing up that tissue. And then during rest is when that muscle tissue repairs itself and it grows into more muscle. Okay. So recovery is so super important. You can't just go balls to the wall on Saturday and then get up on Sunday and go balls to the wall again and then get up Monday morning and go balls to the wall. You cannot do that. You won't make progress. You want to make sure you're taking that recovery. It's an active part of muscle growth. Okay. So prioritize sleep. If you can't get enough sleep, figure out a way to go to bed earlier. And I say this with love because I look at things like Netflix and Hulu and, streaming services like this. Netflix has openly said that its biggest competitor is sleep. All right. So, I mean, if it's after 8, 9 o'clock and you're just watching Netflix, go to bed. It's time to go to bed. Okay. And so prioritize sleep, stretching, getting some stretching in, and then foam rolling. It helps you improve your flexibility, helps you improve your mobility as well. Okay. So sleep, stretching, foam rolling. And then you're going to rotate muscle groups for recovery between workouts. So if you're doing a 2 to 3 days a week of a full body workout, you're going to do probably Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. You want to get that rest because if you're doing full body, you're doing upper body, lower body, back, core, you're doing everything. And you want to make sure that you're getting rest. As you move into 4 days a week of lifting weights or 5 days a week of lifting weights, you might do, so if you're doing 4 days, you might do 2 upper body, 2 lower body, or 2 push, 2 pull type of activities, right? And so what you want to do is you'll schedule those out so that you have a recovery day in between those workouts. So if on Monday I'm doing my back muscles and my biceps, on Tuesday I might do my glutes and my hamstrings. Okay. So that, my back and my biceps are resting on the day that I'm doing glutes and hamstrings. Okay. So that's really where you get into more advanced weight training. You're doing 4 or 5 days a week. But for those of you on this webinar today, 2 to 3 days, full body workouts, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, whatever you decide works for you. But make sure that you're taking that day off in there. And then how to take the next step. So set some new strength goals for yourself. So is there a certain weight that you want to lift? Is there a new exercise that you want to use to challenge yourself? Do you want to just lift weight maybe 2 days a week? Do you want to just get started? Okay. So set a strength goal, set a goal for yourself of like, I'm going to do this, 2 days a week, or I'm going to do this 3 days a week, or I want to work up to being able to lift this amount of weight or something like this. Give yourself a strength goal. Okay. Make sure that you track your progress. Keep a workout journal. You can use an app. You can use a notebook. I'm old school. I like to use notebooks. And then, once you're ready to upgrade your routine, you want to move into some more advanced programming. I do have programs in my VIP Inner Circle. I have programs in there that you can use that we can customize for you. Or you can work with me individually one-on-one to create a personalized plan based on whatever your goal might be. Got the opportunity for you to work with me one-on-one to help personalize your plan, or if you just need accountability. Sometimes you might know how to come up, you know what you got to do, right? But you just need that accountability. So what we can do is with your one-on-one coaching, we can either personalize your plan, we can give you that accountability, whatever it is that you need. So you can schedule that on my website at heathermonthly.com. I'll make sure the links are in the descriptions as well for you to schedule. I am offering free discovery sessions to see if we would be a good fit for each other. And then I also do have some pre-programmed workouts. I have programs available in my VIP Inner Circle. We have an app. It's our wellness hub. And inside that app, we've got different workouts that you can do. You can take them and then you can customize them based on whatever equipment you have, whatever your abilities are at the time, whatever your goals might be. You can take those and you can make those modifications to those workouts. Let's keep pushing forward. Thank you for joining me today in this session on an introduction to weight training. There's so much good things that I absolutely just love about strength training. I think it's been a huge benefit for me in my life. It's done a lot for me. And I'm really glad to be getting back onto my own fitness journey as I'm coming back from recovering from an injury, coming back after, COVID and all of those things. And I'm just really thankful that we're just living in this time where we're really starting to encourage more and more women to start strength training. So like I said, I'm really just on this journey of helping women understand the benefits of strength training, get them feeling comfortable with weight, feeling comfortable with the equipment that you might have at home, and potentially going to the gym and working out there as well. So thank you. This is our webinar for today. Have a great rest of your day. I'll talk to you all soon.